morning, everybody. How are you? The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon. Good morning, sir.
Shut up, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Good morning. I am verily enjoying working through my Christmas box of gifts. Christmas box of tricks. Today we are sporting the Princess Reindeer antlers. What do you think, Wallace? Is that beautiful?
Speechless.
He's speechless. It's because it looks so beautiful. I know. Like these are my particular favourites. If anybody's wanted to get yourselves a hold of these, you can get them from Primark. A couple of quid. I make a very beautiful reindeer. He still would. He's got the seal of approval from. I mean, he would anyway. It doesn't take much. But good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, Rise Up Show. With me, your host, Dani Wallace. I am the Queen Bee, and indeed, I am also the Rudolph this morning. Today is Wise Up Wednesday, although we don't have a guest this morning. It's me. I am flying solo today, as I have been for the last few weeks. In the new year, you will see us bringing on lots and lots of fabulous guests to come and speak to you. We have been working and scribbling away behind the scenes on lots and lots of different things. So we've just got to make sure, in terms of sort of resource management, where are we focusing all of our resources? I'm going to, regardless of how beautiful I look, it's very itchy on my nose. It's going to be dead distracted, so I'm just going to do this. It's made my nose dead itchy. So yeah, we've been doing a lot of resource management in the background here at IATQB HQ, and one of the things that hasn't been getting the focus, because we've just been holding the fort together, has been the show Rise Up Show and the lineup for that. However, that means that I have been going out there and meeting phenomenal humans and inviting them onto the show. They have been agreeing, which means in the new year, we will have a full complement and lineup that we can advertise to you, and you can come and get involved for Wise Up Wednesdays. So for those of you that don't know the format, on a Monday, we set our intentions together as a community, keep ourselves accountable. On a Wednesday, we generally do interviews or share knowledge as a part of a Wise Up Wednesday. And then on a Friday, we celebrate everything that we've achieved in the week together. So that's really the premise of the whole thing. But today I am sharing with you something that isn't just a little bit vulnerable. It's a lot vulnerable. You can tell when she's ready to share something proper because she puts her makeup on. Like the war paint comes out, the red lippy comes on. Also, I thought it complemented the Rudolph glasses very well. So it was dual purpose. Let's see who's watching along this morning. If you are listening along on the podcast version of the show, hello, welcome to you guys. Just because you're not watching along live does not mean your presence is not felt. So if you are watching along on the podcast on Spotify or your preferred streaming platforms, please do come and say hey to us over on the Queen Bee Dani page on Facebook as well. You can catch the video version of the show over on here. Hello, where you lot are watching. If you're watching on my personal profile, the Dani Wallace profile, please do come over to the Queen Bee Dani profile so that I can see your comments. If you are in the hive, I should be able to see you. I do have a free community group called the IATQB Hive. It stands for I Am the Queen Bee. And we are in there sharing our successes, our challenges, and all the things that we're getting up to as a community. So you are more than welcome to join that. But today is about a little bit of vulnerability on my part. So first of all, I'm going to say hello to everybody, and then I'm going to share with you what's happening, what I've got planned, what's going to be going on, what you're going to be noticing, because I couldn't let the weeks tick on any further without telling you guys what's going to be happening, because there's going to be a very real change that you're going to see almost like, well, not almost before your eyes, but very quickly. So I kind of want to preempt a little bit of that, and some of that will spark some questions. So I'd rather answer those in one fell swoop and let you know some of my reasoning behind what's going on. So it sounds all very intriguing. I get it. It's like, ooh, Dani, what are you getting up to? Some of you have guessed already, some of you have told already, but I'm sharing with you as a community so that I need support too. So that I can garner a little bit of support from my friends, which are you guys, right? You know, we help each other. So first of all, good morning to our usual suspects. We've got Amy Blaney in the house this morning. I hope you're all right. I know Joe Gilbert will be watching along or listening along over in Lanzarote. So send a huge big cuddle over to Joe Gilbert. We are just finishing off our audio book. And I say our audio, my audio book. So you will be able to get a hold of this on audio, on Audible, on my happy birthday. So we're going to be launching on the 29th of December, the I Am the Queen Bee, How I Overcame Self-Sabotage to Fly Anyway. The audio version of that is out 29th of December, my happy birthday this month, just a couple of weeks time. Loads of you have been asking for the audio version of the book. I always do deliver what I promise. You have asked, I have answered, and Audio & Co have been supporting me to do that. So this is out in audio version. If you want to buy copies as Christmas presents prior to Christmas, then go ahead, go to amazon.co.uk.com, wherever you are in the world. It's available worldwide. If you just type in I Am the Queen Bee, it will pop up. And I think they've got it on a little bit of a cheeky discount at the moment as well. It's a great Christmas present for anybody out there who you know needs a little bit of the Queen Bee on their shoulder cheering them on. Morning to Emma Roscoe, my angel. Emma Roscoe, please remind me at the end, I need to speak to you. That sounds like I'm teaching a class this morning. Need to speak to Emma Roscoe at the end, please. Emma Roscoe is the CEO and founder of the Kintsugi Collective. The work that she does is absolutely phenomenal, and I need to speak to you about that. So please do go and check Emma and the work that she does out. She's been following the 16 days of domestic violence awareness, and her posts have been phenomenal. So please do go and check out Emma Roscoe's post with regards to her raising awareness around domestic abuse, what that looks like, advice, tips, thoughts, insights. It's been really wonderful to follow Emma on that journey as she's been sharing over the last couple of weeks. Please do go and check out those posts. Really impactful. Good morning to CS Ivory. How are you? Diane Ivory's watching this morning. We've got the gorgeous Nikki French. Oh, you're finding my reindeer look irresistible. Yeah. So for anybody watching at home, I am wearing some resplendent antlers. You can hear I've lost a bell off one of them. So I've just got one bell this morning. Just give us one bell this morning, you lot. A tiaraed antler headband, and also some glasses that I've now taken off, some glittery reindeer glasses with a little red nose on, because I like, in the run up to Christmas, feeling a little bit festive. And how do you do it? Stick on some silly attire. Fiona Bryan, good morning. Loving the understated Christmas look this morning, as ever. You know, I don't like to be too extra. Morning, Tom. How are you? Sarah Jane Lewis, I see you all. Morning, Stacey McDonald. Morning, Danny. Hope you guys love the wax the other day. Hope you guys loved the wax the other day at TEDx. Thank you so much. Loving your videos. Oh, Stacey, welcome to the community. You are most welcome here. I was gifted your book. Who is this? Who was gifted my book yesterday? Oh, I hope you enjoy it. Sometimes the best presents that we get are things like books, because whatever's in there has arrived when you require it, when you need it, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. I've found that time and time again. Suzanne Campbell, it was gorgeous to see you on Sunday at the TEDx over in Cumbernauld. You are definitely not in trouble, Emma Roscoe. You do not have to go, sit at the back of the class and wait till class is over. Actually, far from it. Some really exciting stuff regarding the Fly Anyway Foundation that I can't wait to catch up with you about. Some of you have been asking me about the Fly Anyway Foundation. We have the Facebook group is now here. I'll be sharing that in the Hive later on today and in the emails. We've just been tying some things together, but we are ready to welcome on, if you are not already registered to be an ambassador. That is somebody who wants to, provide either subsidized or donated goods, business goods and services, so that our business builders who happen to be survivors of domestic abuse to plug into when they're ready to build their business. I'm gonna have to take these off because I'm realizing that this little one jingle bell that you guys can hear might be quite distracting for those people that are listening sort of on their car radios. So I'm just going to take that off. So yeah, it was what was I saying? Yeah, so we're saying about the business builders. So our business builders are those people who have survived domestic abuse, come through the other side. They may have a business plan, business idea. They come to the Fly Anyway Foundation. We plug them in with our ambassadors. So we are ready to launch, which is just beyond exciting. We are now ready to welcome our first wave of business builders in and plug them in to our ambassadors. So I just want to kind of do a final shout out for anybody who does want to be an ambassador. Come and join the Facebook group. We'll be communicating with you in there as opposed to out here. Out here is where we do all IATQB stuff, all the empowerment stuff, the interviews and what have you. But if you do want to know more about the Fly Anyway Foundation, please do make sure you are on my mailing list. Go to imthequeenbee.co.uk, pop your email in at the bottom and hit subscribe. Exciting times ahead. We have now a few £1,000s in the bank that we have fundraised throughout the year. So we are now able to plug our business builders in to goods and services to help them build their business. So huge shout out to our sponsors so far. There have been loads of you, particularly Jojo Smith at Creative Sass, who donated the proceeds from a charitable raffle and what have you at her event last year. We've had the gorgeous Rebecca Jeffries at Juggleware has been donating the profits from the Multitasking Sister sweatshirt and the Fly Anyway t-shirt to the Fly Anyway Foundation. Huge shout out to our darling sisters over at the Sister Network for your ongoing support, and for those of you, the hundreds of you who've thrown a tenner into the hat or seen the PayPal link or bought merchandise. That has allowed us now to get to the point where we are at tipping point. It's not just concept anymore. We are now about to head into delivery, which is really, really exciting. Okay, so what is this you're talking about? You said weight loss. We've got lots of people watching. Dani, you did a post this morning about being vulnerable, about sharing your health journey, my health journey. Let's jump out of the third person and let me talk to you guys about what's popping. So a few months ago, when we moved into the new house, one of the stipulations for having a house and mortgage is to have life insurance and mortgage cover and all of that sort of stuff. So my very, very good friend, Claire Sweet, arranged for some of the best insurance providers to come and do some tests on me to make sure that I was eligible for cover. And because of the size of the business, because of the size of the house and the things that we do and the fact that I'm the breadwinner, if anything happens to me, it's really important that we've got adequate cover for the house, so that if anything was to happen to me, then the children and Wallace don't lose everything, for whatever reason. So it's a no-brainer. We'll go and get some life insurance. I've got a little bit of cover elsewhere that didn't really involve, it was a very small policy, didn't involve any sort of health checks really at the time. Whereas this one, because of the level of cover, needs a really intensive and really proper series of tests to make sure that you're eligible. Otherwise, you may know that you're not well in some way, shape or form. Go and get life insurance, pop your clogs, and they're just paying out hand over fist. Now, not every insurance company wants to do that, right? So they have tests, and these tests include height and weight checks. They include blood tests, blood pressure checks, all of this sort of stuff. So the nurse that was associated with the insurance company came to the house and did some tests, including blood tests, height and weight checks, blood pressure checks, etc. Now then, I received an email a few weeks later to say, Daniela, got my Sunday name, you've been declined for health insurance based on the fact that your BMI is too high, your blood pressure is too high, your liver function is not functioning very well, and also we have some concerns around the cholesterol that's in your blood. Now, as well, I have been a huge advocate for body acceptance. So I really want to be clear at the start of this conversation this morning that all of the decisions that I've made and everything that I'm doing, not that I have to justify myself, but I really want to enter into this conversation. It is controversial. And I don't like to shy away from difficult conversations, and I'd rather have them with you guys, help you think about stuff as well, and maybe open your eyes to different ways of thinking. So I've been a huge advocate of, body acceptance. I don't hide the fact that I am a fat woman. I don't hide from the word fat because I have fat. I am not fat, if you know what I mean. I have fingers and I am not fingers, and I have experienced fat phobia on a number of occasions. It's not nice. It's not kind. People should treat people more kindly. And I think it's abhorrent and shocking still. Maybe not shocking, but abhorrent for sure, that women particularly are judged in many ways on their size. So if they are bigger, if they are larger than average, then the general rule of thumb is that they don't get as good jobs, that they are considered lazy, they are not considered as intelligent. Now, I make it a point of sharing articulately, regularly, my intelligence and my ability, and all of the success that I've had is something that I've created as a fat woman. I have not done this as a skinny person, right? I am no more or less intelligent. My body does not, my body, my intelligence, my body, my beauty does not, they're not mutually exclusive. I can be intelligent and beautiful, and I am intelligent and beautiful and fat, and also funny. And a lot of my identity is really tied up in being funny and being the fat funny one. And often it makes people uncomfortable when I share my self-deprecating humor around being the fat funny one. It makes other people feel uncomfortable when actually it's just a descriptor. It's just a description of who I am. So what are you guys saying so far? Daniela, good morning, darling. Daniela McCoy Beer. I bet that was a bit of a shock. Body confidence is different to health awareness. Correct. And that is the end point at the start of this conversation. That we are not here talking about my desire to be thin. All right. That is not the case at all. I am beautiful now, and I'm going to be beautiful at whatever stage of the journey I am at. And I am okay with that. So just as I really want to put that right at the top of things. My size does not equate to my validity as a person. Okay, so at the top. Stacey, I honestly love your positivity and attitude towards things. Oh, thank you very much. Women are so judged on size, 100%. And this is going to be a very interesting exploration into this. Bex, good morning, Bex Walker. I totally understand this. However, your body size is what we put inside that counts. Yeah, even skinny people can be very unhealthy. True health is responsibility we should all look at. Well done, you. I'm working on manifesting health at the moment. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit more than manifesting it. I am like going all in. And I want to share with you some of the science behind my thoughts behind this thought process. I've got a little bit of a cheeky wink going on at the minute. I was pre-recording a session for my Be Hearders the other day, who are on my speaking course at the moment. And just caught myself like doing a few cheeky winks. You're taking such care of yourself and your family. It really has to be a focus. So what happened off the back of this decline, this refusal to provide me with life insurance, was this stark realization was that if anything happened to me, then my family were not protected. In any way, shape, or form, were not protected. I would be one of those people whose family would have to do a GoFundMe to help look after my kids. And I don't feel like that is the one. I don't feel like that should be the case, right? I am an astute businesswoman. I should have cover. I should be able to get cover that is adequate. And of course, because of insurance purposes, if my health is not optimum, then I am not able to get those things. But with the email with the decline said, we strongly suggest, based on these results, that you book an appointment with the doctor, which I duly did. So I booked an appointment with the doctor. Hang on one second, Sarah Jane Lewis, you're just saying, hey, SJ, Rebel Wilson interview on BBC yesterday said Hollywood weren't keen on her losing weight as she was typecast as the fat funny bird. Interesting, yes. And I'm currently writing material around this. And that was something that actually came from the TEDx the other day, was that so much of my identity is wrapped up in being funny. Would I still be funny if I was considered typically thin and beautiful? Very interesting exploration that I'm going to be doing on the other side of this particular journey. So I went to the doctors, and the doctor walked me through the blood results, explained what was happening. And then because of the blood results, and particularly because of the liver function, and also because of the ECG, that I would need some further tests, that they were uncomfortable with what was coming back. So I was like, okay. I'm here for that. I will definitely be participating in finding out genuinely how healthy I am, because actually I am feeling the physical not benefits, opposite of benefits. So someone tell me, what's the opposite of benefits? The not perks of being fat, right? Of being unhealthy. And they are getting out of breath very easily. It's very much affecting my singing. It's very much affecting my performance on stage. It's affecting my speaking. It's affecting my anxiety as a run on from that, because I'm out of breath, and all of a sudden I'm out of breath and I could be on stage having a panic attack, and none of you would know. None of you would know that I'm having a panic attack whilst I'm on stage, but I can't breathe. And this happens regularly. My heart, so I could be led in bed and all of a sudden my heart is banging away. And this is far outside of the generalized anxiety disorder that I already experience. Can I just say thank you to those of you that are tuning in live this morning, that are sharing this bit of sharing with me. There are lots more of you on the show than normally are, and I'm really grateful that you're here with me. So thank you. My joints hurt, particularly my ankles, my knees, my hips, my lower back. I have lots of lower back pain. And it is because I'm carrying, if I look at a healthy weight, whatever that is, if I look at a healthy weight, I'm actually carrying double than what I should be carrying, than what my bones are designed for. I'm going to say this all the way through, just in case anybody's new to this conversation. This is not about fat shaming. This is purely about health. But to be very, very clear, I am beautiful. So you don't need to say, oh, Dani, you don't need to lose weight. You're beautiful. I already know I'm fit. I'm proper fit. My husband fancies the arse off me. I'm all right with it. But this is about being physically unhealthy. So much so that now the doctor, so I went for a scan on my liver, and the scan on my liver showed up fatty liver disease, and also showed up early cirrhosis of the liver, both due to, so this is due to drinking and poor lifestyle. So poor food choices, not a lot of exercise, all of that sort of stuff. And I think this has really been accelerated by lockdown. So I'm like beating myself up here at this point, not right now in this moment, because I've done a little bit of research since. One of the great things about being neurodiverse is all of a sudden when things become really interesting, they get really interesting. And I like to know all of the things. And those of you that have been following me for a long time will know I'm a little bit of a scientist on the quiet. So even in my speaking practice, when I am teaching people, training people, coaching people, a lot of what I share is very rooted in science and psychology. It is a special interest of mine. I love the human behavior, what makes people tick. And I was really upset with myself that I had let myself get so unhealthy, that I had allowed it to happen. And there's this sort of this general feeling, often amongst people who have healthier bodies, is it's easy. You should just eat less and move more. And actually, it's not about eating less and moving more. If you're just on a calorie deficit way of thinking, you've got human biology wrong. Because actually, in my studies now, so I've been studying lots of different theories around obesity specifically. So we're not talking about being fat here. We're talking about obesity. So obesity, the disease, as opposed to being fat or having a larger body or being plus size. All right. We're talking about actually what happens in the science of being obese and being obese for so long that it becomes a disease, right? So you suffer from obesity. Is one of the things that I found out was that fat as a tissue, so adipose tissue, is an entity within your body that works just like skin does. So one of the things that we find out kind of later on in our school career is that skin is actually an organ. It's a reader of the world. It sort of reads what's going on around us, and also it's a permeable membrane that allows stuff in that we put on it, but keeps pretty waterproof and stops us absorbing too much and all of this sort of stuff. But adipose tissue, so fat tissue, actually works in the same way. So what it does is it reads the blood, and your blood is, as well as nerves, are a communication tool that your body uses to inform all the other organs of what's going on. Adipose tissue reads what's happening within the blood and behaves accordingly. So if it believes that you are in famine or could be in famine, then it is going to hold on to itself. In fact, it's going to make itself bigger by holding on to actually turning, we're getting really into the science now, by turning the glycogen. I'm just about to talk about this book. Who is this person? Who is this? Why we eat too much. This is where I've done a lot of my researching. It's actually written by a bariatric surgeon. I'll talk to you about this in a second. So adipose tissue. So we'll start to behave in a certain way when you have been sort of obese or yo-yo dieting like me for so long that it believes that you're going to be in famine at any point. And this comes from epigenetics, so genetics of how your body is made whilst you're in your mother's womb, and also your genetics anyway, sort of your lineage. So if I look at it's Gem's. Yeah, Gem, I read this book. It's been a life changer, absolute life changer. So me and Gem went to Atomicon just a few weeks ago, and she recommended this book, and this book has been a real game changer for me and has taken away all the guilt from making the decisions that I've made. So the way that your body works is if you have thrown it into famine a fair bit, and also if you look, I tell you about this all the time. My family have always struggled in terms of finances. Never been an affluent family. So sometimes previously, historically, generationally, food has been scarce. That's been passed through DNA, because actually, even though we feel like we're here a long time when we're in our 20s and 30s, when we get a little bit older, we realize we're not here a very long time. So to keep our line alive, if you will, to keep our survival as a species, if we're throwing ourselves into famine, we are prepping ourselves for being in famine, which is what's happened. So when that happens, your body is constantly trying to make sure that it is safe enough. And when you are in that position where you've been yo-yo dieting, throwing your body just into calorie deficit for very short periods of time, that subconsciously your body raises what is your weight set point. And your weight set point is the weight at which your brain thinks you're going to be safe. If you've been yo-yo dieting for years, and I have previously, if you've been yo-yo dieting for years and you were at the behest of your epigenetics and genetics, then actually your weight set point is going to be higher than, say, the average person. So what needs to happen is the reset of that weight set point. Now, that's really difficult to do when you have been told that you were a ticking time bomb. So the doctor said, you are severely at risk of heart disease and heart attack. I had an issue with my heart earlier on in the year. I had an arrhythmia that's been monitored consistently. They wanted to treat me with statins for cholesterol. They want to, statins for cholesterol. They want to monitor me for all sorts of things. But essentially, they said, well, Dani, you're a ticking time bomb. Our body wants to survive and it needs fat for that. So it's much easier to store it. Yes, Christine. And if you've been in a constant state of feast and famine, feast and famine, feast and famine, which I have, then actually your weight set point gets higher and higher and higher, and your body will always strive to sit at that weight set point. And every time you throw yourself into a famine, your set point changes. So then it will increase the amount of ghrelin in your belly. So your stomach creates the hunger hormone, which gives you this real appetite. So you end up, the surgeon, this Dr. Andrew Jenkinson calls it, food finding behaviors, where your body is in stress because it feels like it's going into famine. So it messes with your reasoning. So that's how you can talk yourself out and into pretty much anything when you're hungry. And so, there's lots of reading you could do with it. Please go and read the book if it's something that you're interested in. The science of it really clicked for me and made a lot of sense. And one of the things, well, there's three things that you can do to get out of this. One is to slowly reset your weight set point. So instead of going on a strict diet where you lose all the weight, you slowly over time alter your eating habits so that it includes, more protein, less carbs, less sugars, all of this sort of stuff. And that will happen slowly. So your weight set point will come down, but it'll take maybe a year or maybe take 2 years for that overall set point to come down. I don't have 2 years to wait. That's the important thing at the top of all of this. When I'm being told that I'm a ticking time bomb and I'm actively being treated for things like angina, and I'm actively being treated for things like, well, I'm not, because I'm not taking the medication. I want to rectify the situation, for things like high cholesterol at 37 years old. For me, I don't have 2 years to sit and sort this out, because if anything happens to me within those 2 years, I don't have any insurance to cover my kids. So as a ticking time bomb, someone that could, have a heart attack at any point isn't covered with life insurance. For me, something needs to happen quicker. So onward into the book, and he talks about bariatric surgery. And that's where I'm going with you today, you guys. So I am booked in for bariatric surgery, and that's going to be happening in about 2.5 weeks' time. So that's why I'm sharing with you today, because there's going to be a run up to it. There's going to be, someone may know about it in our friendship circle or community circle, may say, oh, Dani's having this done. So I'm just sort of being really open about it. So what happens when it comes to bariatric surgery? So there's 2 options where this is concerned. One is a gastric sleeve and the other is a gastric bypass. This is a last resort and not an easy way out, everybody. I'm not saying, oh, everybody should get this done. For me, I don't feel like I've got the time, and I don't mean the time in my day. I mean the time in terms of how long I've got with regards to, how the doctor was talking to me and all of this sort of stuff. I don't feel like I've got 2 years to work at this. And also, if anything's going to happen to me, if anything would happen to me, then I would much rather do everything I possibly can as soon as I can to stop that from happening. So that's where I eat. That's just because I saw that's because I saw someone's comment. Someone was asking me about the book. It's called Why We Eat Too Much: The New Science of Appetite by Dr. Andrew Jenkinson. So this guy is a bariatric surgeon who's done extensive research into obesity and is not sponsored by. So here's the thing: when it comes to diets, the low cholesterol diet is, and the research that's gone into that has been sponsored by Big Pharma, who has seen the most uptake in statins. So statins are a tablet or a medicine that you can take that lowers cholesterol. Now, Big Pharma make a lot of money out of prescribing these statins, right? So if we are talking about cholesterol being an issue, and they have a magic medicine that lowers cholesterol, guess who's making lots of money out of it? Similarly, the low fat sort of diet has been sponsored. Essentially, the research has been sponsored by the food industry. So by like Kraft or Nestle, for example, that would say that, you need to lower your fat intake, or fat makes you fat, which isn't the case. So I wasn't expecting that. I'm here for it and support you 1,000,000%. Oh, thank you so much. Nature does have lots of better treatments, 100%. So for me, so what happens is, so a gastric sleeve is actually where they take away 2/3 of your stomach. They do it through keyhole surgery. A gastric bypass is actually where they create a pouch in your stomach, and then they plug your small intestine into that pouch. So actually you physically can't eat so much, and then it goes straight into sort of your absorption tubes. So for me, it's a gastric sleeve that I'm going to be having on the 28th of December, so the day before my birthday. I'm going to be going over to Turkey to have it done. So the other questions that I know that I want to be asking is, why the bloody hell, Dani, are you going over to Turkey to have this done? And that's because over here in the UK, it costs, anywhere up to sort of 13,000-14,000 pounds to get this done. In Turkey, not because the quality is any lower, but just because of the economy over there, it's only like sort of 3,000 pounds, which is much more accessible to me in terms of finances. So I've done loads and loads of research. I've been in support groups for a while around this and talking to people that have had this done and all of that sort of stuff. And I've found a brilliant surgeon over in Turkey. And I'm going to be going over there. So originally I was going to go on my own. And then my fairy godmother came to the rescue, because I didn't want to interrupt anybody's Christmas and New Year, right? So So Jojo Smith from Creative Sass has booked a flight to come with me. So we're going to be Turkey and tinselling. Well, I'm not going to be Turkey, and I'm going to be sort of walking and recovering over in Turkey in between Christmas and New Year. I'm also going to be launching the audiobook whilst we're over there. So I'm going to be talking to you whilst that happens. How does the aftercare work with them being in Turkey? So even now, so they sort of message, they're on WhatsApp with me every day. I can meet with the clinical psychologist, the dietitians, and all of that sort of stuff. So I'm there. I fly out on the 27th. I have the operation done on the 28th, and then I'm there for the rest of the week. And during that time, they'll check for like leaks. They'll make sure there's no infection, all of that sort of stuff. I'll recover immediately over there. Now, in terms of like recovery, what does recovery look like? It's no more risky than, say, having your gallbladder out. So it's all done in keyhole surgery. And I've already had my gallbladder out, and this is done routinely. I know that me sharing this is going to be quite controversial. I know lots of you are in the health industry and the wellness industry and may even get in my inbox and say, Dani, you don't have to do this. I really want to share with you at this point. I have done extensive research into this. I'm not a silly lady, and I've already explored lots and lots of different avenues that I could go down. This forces my hand in the first instance, and then because it forces my hand, I then have to engage in a healthy lifestyle in order to stay alive. Yeah, Christine, it is my body, but when you are even in a little bit of the public eye, lots of people kind of want to pass comments. I just really wanted to share on the top end what's happening so that you guys know, if you see me losing weight very quickly, it's not because I'm poorly, it's not because I'm hammering the gym, it's not because I'm doing anything silly. It's because I will have had this surgery, and as a result, there'll be quite a rapid weight loss. Thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate this. So some of you may ask, like, why this? Why so drastic? Why does this work? So why would this not be yo-yo dieting? A sleeve can stretch, right? So what happens is that the bit of the stomach that they cut away, if the stomach is kind of shaped a little bit like this, and at the top end is where it produces this ghrelin, this hunger hormone. So when they cut the stomach away, they actually take a large portion of what creates that ghrelin out. So you don't feel hunger in the same way again afterwards. Now, this is really helpful because if your body, your adipose tissue, is trying to get you to your weight set point, it will make you hungry. It will make you hungry. So this is where this kind of binge and all this sort of stuff comes from. When you don't feel hungry, you're then actually eating for fuel, which is what we should be doing anyway, right? Eating to enjoy, obviously, the taste and the texture is one of the very few honest vices that we have, right? Not vices, enjoyments that we have. But because it takes away that sort of ghrelin production, you can then just concentrate on fueling your body correctly, because when you produce lots and lots of ghrelin, if you're experiencing that kind of hunger, your reasoning, because your body's in stress, your reasoning is directly affected. You're not really able to think about anything else, which is why it's very easy to say, oh, well, I'll just have one, or I'll do it tomorrow, because your reasoning is affected by this hunger, this voracious hunger. So interesting. It's been an interesting journey so far. So a lot of my identity is wrapped up in being fat and being the fat funny one, and being, I talk about being a comedian, but not telling people that I'm a comedian all the time. And I'm so sorry that I've not been funny this morning. But I really wanted to share from the heart with regards to what's going to be happening, so that you know what to expect from me. And also, if it inspires any of you to make a move on your health prior to needing this sort of stuff, then I would love it too. Similarly, for people that feel like that they're stupid, or people who feel like they're not enough because they just can't, they're in this battle with their weight and they can't understand why, then actually understanding that it's not you. It's not you because you're stupid or because you don't know better. You are in a battle with your biology, and the battle with biology, the biology will always win. So understanding how that works is really important for you to understand, okay, so my weight set point is high. What can I do to lower it? Instead of, I need to lose all this weight because I'm fat. That's not how it works. So yeah, really, it's going to be really interesting. I'm going to be documenting the journey in a private Instagram group. So if you want to join my weight loss journey, I don't really want to be banging on about weight loss out here, because that's not really what I'm about. This is about a journey to health. I will be sharing, really for documentation's sake, from my point of view, when I share things on Facebook or share things on socials, really I'm documenting for future me to kind of reflect back on, as well as sharing with you guys. So I want to be doing that on Instagram, I think, sort of sharing, what I can eat, what I can't eat, how I'm feeling, what I can do, what I can't do, what the weight loss actually looks like for me, how that's impacting my life. I'm going to be sharing that over on Insta. So if anyone does want to follow that journey, then you are most welcome. It will be a private group. It's not something that I'm going to be sharing sort of voraciously through the internet, but definitely for you, my trusted bees, my amazing community, you are most welcome to follow and support if you would like to. I wouldn't really want to be putting this just sort of generally out there in case it's triggering for anyone. I would rather people invite themselves to that journey than me force it upon them. So what are you guys saying? I know you guys are going to be so supportive, and I'm just sending you all so much love. Let's have a look what we're saying. Christine, I used to work in bariatrics. Happy to chat if you have any questions. Huge love to you, Christine. Thank you so much. Margaret Shenkin is saying, brave lady. Love you, Dani. You're doing what's right for you. Absolutely terrifies me, but completely understand why you've made that decision. Thank you for sharing, and I look forward to watching your journey and dragging you to the gym when you're ready. You won't be dragging me to the gym. I will be leaping to the gym, Gem, and I can't wait to go and work out with you when it doesn't make me sick. Like, going now makes me sad because it makes me sick. Like, I work out so much, and going to the gym has become something that I used to enjoy, now something that makes me sad. And I don't want it to be like that. I want moving my body to be a celebration of my body. But even doing yoga now has become difficult. Like, I can't get into the poses that I used to be able to get into, and it hurts, and I don't want to hurt anymore. So yeah. A client of mine has had great success with this. She feels so much healthier, and I've seen a huge increase in her energy. It's actually helped her shortness of breath. Yeah, I think her commitment to the breathing techniques we do is more because she's feeling happier and healthier, so her lung capacity is improved. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I think I've got away with this so far because of my lung capacity with regards to singing. So maybe I've noticed this shortness of breath because I've not been singing as much. I've not been exercising my lungs as much. But, I can definitely tell in my face. I can definitely tell it's sort of all over. Certainly since the beginning of lockdown. So thank you all so much for your support and your love as I share this. I'm really, really appreciative of it. I know it'll be controversial. I know I'm going to lose some followers off the back of sharing this. I know I'm going to, put some people off or trigger some people, and it's okay. It's okay. And, lots of you will meet up over the Christmas period and say, oh, do you know that Dani's doing this? I don't think it's really good that she's sharing it. I'm not asked. I will always share my journey in whatever way, shape or form, because it might be helpful to one person. And if it's helpful to one person, then I am a happy pea. I wouldn't want for anybody to experience the kind of turmoil that I've experienced, certainly over the past 4 or 5 months with regards to my health. I wouldn't want to wish that upon anyone. So if anybody is feeling, sad about this, or if anybody is in that position where they feel like they're, in that yo-yo place, there's some great people in the hive that are phenomenal supports. There's hypnosis experts, there's nutritional experts, wellness experts, there's fitness experts. God, we are so blessed with so many of you that are, amazing in this field. So please do support each other as well. If you see someone that says, I'm struggling with this, talk to each other. Ask permission first if it's okay to do DMing. Please don't spam anybody who's saying that they're struggling with this. Please don't spam me either with the, oh, I can sell you this and I can sell you that. I've already got everything in place that I need and the support network that I need in order to do what it is that I need to do. So graciously thank you. If I know where I need to go to for wellness experts, you are all amazing. And I see you all. You're all fantastic. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go before I get emotional, because it is emotional. It's not a small thing. Like, some people might say, oh, you know, this is an easy way out. And I don't think the choice to have surgery is easy for anybody. You know, the very thought of, you know, flying over to Turkey, going under general anaesthetic in a country that I don't know the language, doing something as invasive as having 2/3 of my stomach cut away. Like, this is not easy. This is not, oh, I'm doing this. This is a vanity metric. I want to be a size 12. I'm not really asked where I land. As long as my cholesterol levels come down, as long as my liver fat comes down, as long as my blood test results come back and say that I'm healthier than where I was, that is all I'm interested in. This is not about a quick fix or, you know, I want to get skinny for Christmas. It is, yeah, new year, new me and all that, but it's the only week that I've got off. So it comes at a pertinent time. For anybody that's worried about, you know, delivery and stuff, it's all good. Like, I am well able to deliver on everything that that I've got promised and that I've got scheduled. That includes the little workshop that we're going to do in preparation for the new year together, free in the Hive. That includes Amplify the Mastermind. I'm talking to some of you even today about this, which I'm really excited about. So everything is going ahead as normal. I'm just having a little procedure in the middle of it all when I'm off on holiday, as kind of the ultimate act of self-care, I guess, where I'm concerned, and the ultimate act of love for my family and for you guys. So it is my intention to stay around. It is my intention to be alive. It is my intention to be healthy, and it is my intention to carry on leading this incredible community in the way that I always have. So what's the timeline? How long will you see results? Yeah, so the reason why I'm sharing this with you today is I actually start a liver reduction diet in the next couple of days. So the weight will start to come down quite quickly. The recovery time for the operation itself is a couple of days before I'm discharged, a couple of weeks before I'm sort of optimal, like not optimal. I won't be able to go to the gym or anything like that, but being able to kind of walk around, drive and do all those sorts of things. About 6 to 8 weeks before I can do all of the things that I did before and start to really work on being more active, which is what I really want. And also then it's 3 months of crazy types of like different stages of food through clear liquids, thickened liquids, purees, and then introducing different types of food to my diet. That probably takes about 3 months. So it's not easy. It is not going to be easy. I know it's not. I know it's going to be worth it. And thank you so much to everybody that's shown your support. Yes, it is a big decision, but I know it's the right one for me, and it's the right one for my family. It's the right one for us as a community. It's going to enable me to be even more energetic, so I don't just have to turn it on for the camera, that I can feel like that all the time. And it's not just for when I'm being Dani Wallace, it's when I'm being Daniela at home, and it's when I'm being mum and wife and daughter and sister and friend to you guys as well. All right, my darlings, any questions, please do hop into my inbox. I am here for anything that you've got to throw at me with regards to it. If there are any sort of disparaging comments that pop up on my socials, don't tell me about them. I'm not bothered. If I come across them, they'll just get deleted anyway. A lot of it's to do with miseducation, jealousy, and all that sort of stuff. I'm all right with it. Thank you for your time with me this morning. I appreciate it. I felt a bit vulnerable. It is a bit emotional, and I love you all very, 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 very much. I will see you on Friday, where we will be talking about all of the things that we have achieved this week, of which there are many. It's been beautiful to see so many of you that I'm connected with really achieving things. We've had books come out, we've had launches, we've had masterminds released into the world, we've had such wonderful things. For anybody that's going to Lisa Johnson's party tonight for GSD, I am so sad I'm not going to be there. Please give each other a hug, a consensual hug from me. And then anybody that I'm going to see in the next few weeks, come and bring those hugs back to me. I'm going to miss you all desperately this evening, but I'm really sorry I can't make it. So if anybody's going to the GSD party tonight, I love you guys. You are amazing. Go and have a blast, and I shall live vicariously through all your Instagram stories. All right, my darlings, have a phenomenal rest of the week. I will see you bright and breezy 9:30 on Friday for more Showing Up, Wising Up and Rising Up. Normal business shall resume then. All right, my darlings, take care. Bye.